guys, welcome back to my channel and to another renovation update. If you haven't seen the previous two, definitely go and check them out if you want to know more about the history of our house and why we bought it and why we're actually renovating. But today I wanted to show you probably the last proper building update. From now on, it will probably be more like interiors updates and stuff, so that's exciting. But loads has happened recently, so we thought the easiest way to show you guys would literally be to walk you around the renovation and the extension as well. I'm going to be talking you through, but I've also got my husband Matt to be chatting as well. He's got a microphone on and everything, but he is way closer to the build, so hopefully this will be interesting. This is week 12 of the building work, so yeah, we'll just show you around. Sorry about it looking like I'm actually at a skate park or something. There's like graffiti on the walls and everything. But the area that I'm stood in now is the kitchen. And I think when we first did renovation updates, people were saying how small this window is. But as the extension has been built, it actually feels so much bigger now. So our kitchen counters are going to be built right up to it. And then there's a really wide windowsill. Windowsill. So we're gonna have this match the countertop, aren't we?
Yeah.
And have like some big flower arrangements or something. I just really wanted the sink to be in front of the window so I could like keep a check on the boys and stuff. Yeah, so this is the view out of our kitchen window, and we've actually also had some fencing put up just here. And it's quite a nice height because from the kitchen you can kind of still see over into the fields, which is really nice. Our kitchen units will be all along here, and then we've actually mapped out on the floor where the island will be as well. Electrics, has it been just the first fix or more than that?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
We've got some coming straight up from the kitchen island, so we can have power on that. This area over here is actually the side of our house. This is going to be like a bit of a side back door that's going to lead into our pantry. But this area, we're actually going to kind of fence it in. It's going to be like another little like doggy garden, and we're going to have a doggy shower put outside here.
We're going to have the shower there just because.
Yes, we're going to actually run a hot tap. That was actually a viewer said to me, make sure you get like a hot tap outside for the dog. I was like, genius. But yeah, it'd be nice to have like another entrance into the house, maybe for the boys and stuff, and for like when we get home from walks with the dog and everything. Anyway, if you come in this door, this, as I said, this area here is going to be a little pantry, which I know you guys know I'm so excited about the organization that's going to happen in here. And we've kind of spray painted where the units are going to go. So we're going to have basically a side here with like appliances, like slow cooker, air fryer, Instant Pot, all of that. Storage, like really nice shelves above it. And then on this side as well, we're going to have more countertops and units and everything. So that's this area, and it's actually going to have like a hidden doorway. So we're going to have like the fridge, then what looks like a kitchen unit, but it's actually going to be a hidden little pantry. So super excited about how that's all going to look. But obviously you can see that this is like the outside was the outside of our house. This is the outdoor light that was here. So excuse the yellow color of this footage, but we have this beautiful yellow top here ahead of the glass coming. The glass is all coming in about 2 weeks time, which is really exciting because when all of the big glass doors go in, the windows go in, they're going to then board and plaster, and that is kind of like the next step. Once the glass is in, then the kitchen can go in and everything can just like snowball. But this is obviously our big open plan area, and we've kind of marked out on the floor where we're thinking our couch will go, where the dining table will hopefully go as well. But you can kind of see like this is going to be like the TV room area over here. So we're going to have a media wall here, basically just meaning we're going to have a TV on this wall with some storage as well. The fireplace was the existing one. We're going to hopefully have some storage next to it and some big chairs and really make this like a cozy area for the whole family to hang out. We're going to have a big table here for us all to sit on. We're hoping to have like a bench and some chairs and all of that. And then obviously then it's going to go into the kitchen island and breakfast bar. But I just know we're pretty much going to be living in this room like we did in our previous home. And yeah, super excited about it. I don't know if Matt wants to tell you any like technical building stuff.
No, it's obviously hard to tell because of the light, but obviously you can see how much light's coming through that window.
Yeah, like when this is all
that, a bigger version of that, and also up there is a skylight. You've probably heard this before, so that's going to obviously drop a load of light down on like the kitchen area as well. So it is going to be really bright.
Yeah, it probably looks dark in this footage.
It does at the moment. Yeah, technically, yeah, they've just done all the first fix, so you can see like the dining, like the table light is going to go above there.
Oh yeah, like the hanging lights.
And then obviously these lights up here are pendants to go above the island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's been so many decisions to make, and I'm kind of like skipping over it. But Matt's literally been out here with like a measuring tape going, where exactly do we want the lights to fall? Where do we
that's
like right. But it has been quite tricky for you.
No, I haven't noticed.
Yes, it has.
So we've obviously had first fix for the plumbers as well. So you can see these copper pipes. So they're the hot and cold feed for what's going on over there. So kitchen sink, dishwasher. So over here you've got like the manifold for the underfloor heating. So that all works. But obviously you can't test that out for a little bit. So we can have some storage built around that as well. This radiator is actually going, so there's going to be two nice chairs here, isn't there? Two sitting chairs for the sitting area.
Yeah. Yeah, so all of this is going to be huge glass doors, but when they're open, it can completely be open because we have like a pocket wall. So all of the doors will be able to slide into this wall. I've actually had quite a few questions from American or Canadian viewers going like, how can you just have the doors completely open with no net for mosquitoes and bugs? But in England, it really isn't that bad at all. So you can literally have it open, like walk in, walk out. It is really nice in the summer, and it doesn't get like as hot as it does in like places like Canada and America. So it's actually just quite nice to have it open with like a bit of a breeze and the kids running in and out.
We've had quite a lot of questions about sliding doors or bifold doors. So in our last house we had bifold doors. There isn't that much difference in the look really. It's just obviously the sliding doors, we can sort of lose them in that pocket there. But if you didn't have that, it would mean you'd have one piece of glass just sat, even if it's 3 doors, they'd all collect as one, whereas bifold doors is the idea they all just open up and then you just have the hanging doors at one end. It's personal preference really.
Yeah, we will have had both then.
I think we like the idea of there not being as many lines like on the doors. I mean, if it was bifold doors, you'd obviously probably have about, I don't know, 6 along there. You'd have like 6 lines going all along, whereas the sliding doors are just going to have 1, 2.
Yeah, we're just going to have 2. So this is the boys' playroom or games room. It hasn't changed too much, but we have made it slightly smaller. The windows are staying. There's some really nice windows in this room. And we've done things like we took out a big fireplace that was in here because this was a second sitting room before. But in here, there's going to be like bean bags. There's going to be like a TV, gaming, all of their toys. We're going to have some really good storage put in for all of their board games and like toys and stuff like that. And then hopefully eventually we will have like a pool table for the boys to play on as well. So I see this being like a really nice like boys room. Obviously we've got 3 boys and they're already getting so big, like soon enough they'll be teenagers. So we've kind of like made this room thinking about the future. There's going to be some really nice glass, sorry, I don't know what this is. There's going to be some really nice glass sliding doors in here as well. So they've already put in the frames for that. So next to the playroom and games room is this hallway. So this literally leads on from the hallway that we have now. And in here, we'll have some storage on the wall for like coats and school bags and stuff like that for the kids. Hopefully it'll be like a really lovely feature as well. But with this hallway, we had to make a decision of like how big we wanted the spare room downstairs and the bathroom to be. But we decided actually rather than have those rooms be slightly bigger, that actually a nice huge hallway would be really nice. And off the hallway, we have our new downstairs toilet, which is such a better size than it was previously. It used to literally be like that toilet area on its own, but now it's kind of doubled in size. We're going to have a shower in there. We're going to have like a nice sink unit. So yeah, really pleased with that. And then next door to the toilet, this is going to be a downstairs spare room. We think we're actually going to have it as a gym for now, because as the boys get older, and hopefully Matt and I will use it as well. It's got a lovely big window, and Matt's laughing. We've got a lovely big window in here, which we were so pleased with that we could get it that big. But if you guys have seen previous videos, you know this area was our kitchen before, which is actually crazy. But because of that, there are so many pipes and gas feeds and stuff, so they do need to like clean up all these pipes before they can like board it up and plaster. But yeah, it's quite a nice like sized 5th bedroom. I know it's downstairs.
We've actually planned having it as a bedroom and a gym. So like we've planned like sockets going like there and there, so as if there was a bed there, and then there's a TV going on there like for the gym, and then the idea is like treadmill, machines and stuff will be here facing that wall. And it's obviously got a load of nice light as well from that window. Yeah, so if we ever did need to have a downstairs bedroom, we could, or 5th bedroom, that would be fine. And someone, my viewer, messaged saying, make sure it's like wheelchair access as well. Like a wheelchair could get in here, like just in case anyone, like family member ever needed, you know, to stay with us or whatever. We've got that. So yeah, that is pretty much. Yeah. To our parents watching, don't get any ideas. But yeah, so that is pretty much the downstairs. I think, did Matt say we've sort of had someone level out all the ceilings? Yeah, so all this blue stuff is where they've obviously changed the height of all the ceilings.
Yeah, so a carpenter was here for like a few days doing that because
see loads of it out here as well.
We just want it to all be like level.
It all flows from when you walk through from here. It all flow through to there. So just quickly before we go upstairs, for the patio, obviously it looks an absolute mess, but you can kind of see the general shape of what we're going for anyway. So it's all going to come out here, and then we have a bit of a bigger patio there. When the doors open, the sliding doors, the red brick line you can see, so the patio is going to come out in line with that all the way across. And then we've actually decided that there's going to be a step, probably about there, that runs all the way along here and then into a lower patio area. It's purely because of the height of the fences. We just don't want to go too crazy, whereas if we was to build a patio all across here at the same height, when I'm stood on the patio I'll just be looking over into the neighbour's garden. Emily will be alright. Yeah, so I hope that makes sense. And then we're going to have a step either in the middle here or all the way along the front here. We haven't actually decided yet. And then whilst we're here, they've actually done some of the oak beams. So you can see, obviously, on the eaves, we've had this new eave created, and they've taken all the old oak panels that we took off the existing house from on the side, and they've reused them just to sort of make it look the same. So it's really not great light today, but hopefully you can see what we mean. We'll take you up there.
So we'll just take you upstairs.
So this is how we're going to get up to our bedroom.
We're going to have this ladder here
for the next 2 years, because we still haven't worked out we haven't put a door on our bedroom.
Oh God!
This is how you get on the balcony.
Don't try this at home. I know I said that last time, but honestly.
So I can sort of show you the oak. Obviously they've reused. This is going to be rendered. So we're going to have lights as well. You can see.
Oh yeah, next to the doors.
Yeah, so the other side there. And then this is obviously going to be a big door, balcony door. It opens out onto the balcony.
I'm on the balcony. I'm going to have my morning.
You mentioned that we're getting a balcony. And then this is our old bedroom window. Hi. And that's just going to be a nice big window basically in the ensuite.
Yeah, actually a couple of people said like with this balcony area, make sure you have like drainage on it. But of course, we have got that because we had to have that, you know, like the bits for rainwater and stuff. Yeah, so this is where I'm going to have like my morning coffee when the kids are all grown up.
Dream on.
As she stood here like...
No, this is where the boys are going to DJ from when they're having a party.
No. Listening to the birds.
they're going to be with their birds.
So this is how our new bedroom is looking. This is the part of the house upstairs that we did extend. This used to be a very small bedroom, but we've kind of like built out. So we've put some Veluxes in. It's nice and bright in here. Our bed is going to be in this area right here.
You can see the sockets there.
Oh yeah,
like
you can see. The electrics. The spots have gone in as well. And then we've got this big, beautiful picture window. Obviously, it doesn't look beautiful at the moment. It's a shame because there's a really nice view that we will have eventually. It's not obviously going to open. It's just going to be a window. And then over here, somewhere here, I'm going to have my vanity unit. So I'll be able to like sit here, do my makeup.
You can see the wires there for either side of the mirror. So
so for some
vanity desk.
Yeah, for some lighting, and then all for like blow dryer and all of that stuff. And then over here, this is going to be a lot brighter because this is going to be our balcony door here. So obviously that will be in hopefully the next update that I do. And then in here is going to be our walk-in wardrobe. It's so dark at the moment.
This is going to be cool. There's going to be a sensor.
Can you see it? Oh,
yeah. There's going to be a sensor when you walk in, and then it will just turn on rather than just keep turning it off and on.
Yeah, so we're just going to have railings down each side, aren't we?
We've had a loft hatch put in as well, so...
Yeah, Matt was worried about how many clothes I have.
And currently she would fill that room quite easily on her own.
No, but so the idea is that I'll put my seasonal clothes up there so that all the winter stuff can go up.
Yeah.
Basically,
going to put them up there?
All of Matt's clothes are going to go in the loft, and this is just going to be for my clothes. The idea is like seasonally we'll have a loft in our room so we can easily put things up there, which is quite handy. And then if you carry on down here, this is going to be our ensuite bathroom.
Quickly, someone said about that being a bit of a narrow doorway. To be fair, it is narrow because the idea was it meant we got more of a dressing room. So the smaller we made, to be fair, it's like a standard size door anyway. But if anyone's wondering.
So you'll come in. I think it's a really good size ensuite. So this is really exciting. So double vanity there, toilet. This is representing the toilet. I'm just kidding.
Brown fluffy stuff.
Yeah, there's going to be a shower here. And we're even going to manage to fit in a small bath here.
Not that small, you know, it's like quite...
It's a standard bath.
Yeah, 150 centimetres.
So we didn't think we'd be able to have that, so it's great. And obviously in here, we've got that lovely view. We basically gave ourselves the whole back of the house because Matt and I really appreciate the view, whereas I don't think the kids really do yet. So we were like, we'll have this whole area, so that's really exciting. And this used to be bedroom number 4 in the house, but we've basically split it to be our ensuite and the laundry room, which we'll show you next.
Yeah. We've got stuff like lights that you can see on all these 3 windows.
The uplighters.
You can see these little holes obviously there and there, and they've even got it, we've run the cables to have it on the door, and then on the big bit of glass as well we'll have it. So they're just little flicks of light that will just almost be like a mood light for the room. Yeah, so this one is ready to be plastered, isn't it? Yeah. So as soon as the glass goes in. We've got a light fit in there, so we're going to have a big mirror there. And then a radiator there, and then we're having a big pendant obviously coming from the centre. We haven't actually chosen lights. No. So there's too many decisions at the moment. Like it does. Yeah, it's good problems, but it's all just like if anyone's renovated, it all just comes at once. It's funny because like you look at stuff for so long, and then all of a sudden you have to make decisions, and then you're just like making them as you need to. And you're losing sleep over it because there's like too many. Yeah. And then this room backs onto the ensuite that I just showed you guys. This is going to be our upstairs laundry room, which we're so excited about. So all our utilities will be in here: the washing machine, the tumble dryer. What else? We're going to have some storage like the ironing board and all of that. So it's not like a huge room, but it's exactly what we need. And it's actually quite a nice window in it. Yeah, we didn't realise. Yeah, we'd have such and then the units would literally just be all along here. We have a washer, dryer. Yeah. So I'm probably going to be really dark because of the window. But yeah, we're going to have like all the units here. We're going to have a hanging rail so we can like dry clothes on it. A couple of cupboards. We're even going to have a little sink up here. So if something is stained or whatever, we can wash it, like kind of everything you'd have in a utility room really. And then we're gonna have a big rad over here that we can maybe dry things on. And then right next to this room is our airing cupboard as well. So yeah, super excited. Yeah, that's the airing cupboard over there. But yeah, really excited to have
this laundry space upstairs. We've had so many questions about it, but it's more of a normal thing to have in like Canada where I was born. Like my mum had an upstairs laundry room and stuff, and it just makes sense. Like you get undressed upstairs and you get dressed upstairs, so why are you like lugging it all the way downstairs? So because we were renovating, we thought we'd like take the opportunity. So yeah, really excited. This is a bit of a plan of how it's gonna look. So a tool cupboard for like the ironing board, washing machine, tumble dryer, some storage, sink, and then it's gonna be like a railing here.
So after all the inspo of like stacking the washer dryer, or the raised washer dryer, we actually realised that in this space, I think if it was a bigger room, then you'd definitely do that for easy access. But actually, we wanted a bit more countertop space, didn't we? So that by putting them next to each other, it means we get. Whereas if you stack them,
we thought we could like fold on here a bit more.
Yeah.
And actually, we don't really mind bending down, do we? So we were like, oh,
not
it's
our
fine.
age, but yeah.
Maybe soon.
Emmy's quite small as well.
Yeah, I just have to go like that.
When she does it.
That is where we're at the moment with the renovations. It's crazy to think that soon like the zinc is going on the back, and in the next update hopefully we'll be talking about like paint colors and kitchens and all the other details. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I feel like sometimes these renovation updates are more for us to like track the journey, but hopefully you found it interesting. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.